February 24th, 3:32 p.m. And the government is continue persistent to torture my child. What's the evil that the United States government take part in? United Nations and United States government take part in as far as torturing people's babies and their family members for various reasons that they want. Well, there's a various reasons that they want the people them to agree with, and to, of course, indulge in of the kind of lifestyle, the Gentile lifestyle, and hedonistic lifestyle and ways of living that's apart from the laws and commandments of the Most High in the Scripture. If you read Maccabees, First Maccabees, you can see it. Even back in, and this is First Maccabees, chapter 1, when it says that stated here. And it happened after Alexander, son of Philip the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Kittim, had smitten Darius of the Persian and Medes, that he reigned in his stead, the first over Greece, and made many wars, and won many strongholds, and slew the kings of the earth, and went through to the end of the earth, and took spoils of many nations. Afi, be quiet for a little bit. In so much that the earth was quiet before him, whereupon he was exalted, and his heart was lifted up. So it goes on after saying that Alexander went through the ends of the earth and took spoils of many nations, and so much that the earth was quiet before him, whereupon he was exalted, and his heart was lifted up, and he gathered a mighty strong host, and ruled over countries and nations and kings, who became tributary unto him. And after these things he fell sick, and perceived that he should die. Wherefore he called his servants, such as were honorable, and had been brought up with him from his youth, and parted his kingdom among them, whilst he was yet alive. And Alexander reigned 12 years, and then died. And his servants bare rule, every one in his place. And after his death they all put on crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth. And there came out of them a wicked root, Antiochus surnamed Epiphanes, son of Antiochus the king, who had been ostracized as Rome, and he reigned in the 137 years of the kingdom of the Greeks. Then it goes on from there. Skip a part of this chapter, but I'm gonna read a certain specific point. It says, moreover, this 41 of chapter 1, verse 41 of chapter 1. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people, and everyone should leave his law. So all the Edens agree according to the commandments of the king. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion, and sacrificed unto idols, and profaned the Sabbath. For the king had sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah, that they should follow the strange laws of the land, and forbid burnt offering, and sacrifice, and drink offering in the temple, and that they should profane the Sabbath and festival days, and pollute the sanctuary and holy people, set up altars and groves and chapels of idols, and sacrifice swine flesh and unclean beasts, that they should also leave their children uncircumcised, and make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanness and profane, to the end that they might forget the law, and change all the ordinances, and whosoever would not do according to the commandments of the king, he said he should die. In the selfsame manner wrote he to his whole kingdom, and appointed overseers over all the people, commanding the cities of Judah to sacrifice city by city. Alright, so I'm going to skip again. I'll go down further in this same chapter, where it says, at which time, according to the commandments, they put to death certain women that had caused their children to be circumcised, meaning that they taught their children the laws of the Hebrew Israelite laws, the law of Torah, that we are to abide by. And they hanged the infants about their necks, and rifled their houses, and slew them that had circumcised them. Howbeit many in Israel were fully resolved and confirmed in themselves not to eat any unclean thing, wherefore they choose rather to die that they might not be defiled with meat, and that they should not profane the holy covenant. So then they died, and there was very great wrath upon Israel. But this same thing here, you could do the research of America, where there's many slaughters of people of the land, and the children included. And even when the Israelites came here in slavery and bondage, our children were also fed to alligators and all of them kind of things. There's gator bait, and of course the many atrocities upon our people. But the history of the people that are perpetrating these things goes very far back, as far as during the time of Alexander and his successors after him, which states that and after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves, and so did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth. Right? So the things that are being done today to people, as far as the frequencies and V2K technology and all of them kind of stuff, what you're hearing about, and even your flesh being burnt from within by devices, the vaccines, which are actually poisons, and bacteria, viruses, and such things are biological warfare techniques and psychological warfare techniques that is being done against the people. So, first and foremost, the war is against Israel as a people, as a nation, and any person that they deem that is in the way of that is not taking their side, then of course they're gonna torture them and such things because of they are not being able to control those individuals. But if all of the things that they are encouraging people to do is against the laws of Yah, right? The laws that were given to the Hebrew Israelites. So that's shows you that what exactly the war is against. Because if they're forcing people to become homosexual, if they're forcing the people to eat things that are unclean and do all of those unlawful things as far as mentioned in the scripture, then we know that the war is against the Most High and His people. And as well, um, Psalms 83 as well state is the song or psalm of Asaph. Keep not you silent, O Yah, hold not your peace, and be not still, O Yah, for lo your enemies make a tumult, and they that hate you have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against your people, and consulted against your hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederates against you, the tabernacle of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gebal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Selah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin at the brook of Kishon, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb and like Zeeb, yea, all the princes as Zebah and Zalmunna, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of Yah in possession. I have another scripture that states that the pastures of Yah in possession, meaning the earth. O my El, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth a wood, and as the flame setteth the mountain on fire, so persecute them with your attempts, and make them afraid with your storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek your name, O Yah. Let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that that men may know that you, whose name alone is Yah, are the Most High over the earth, over all the earth. Well, of course, it said Jehovah here, but I call the Most High by His name.